Joy and pressure collide. Kendra Duggar welcomes fifth child amid family expectations. The early morning sun had barely lit the streets of Tontitown, Arkansas, when the Duggar household was already stirring with anticipation. Today marked a pivotal moment for Kendra Duggar and Joseph Duggar, the arrival of their fifth child. To outsiders, it might have appeared as another milestone in the long line of Duggar family births. A joyful celebration, a proud father, a radiant mother. Yet beneath the surface, a more complex, compelling story was unfolding. One of intense emotion, hidden struggles, and the intricate interplay between devotion, duty, and personal identity. Kendra had always been known as the gentle, ever-smiling mother whose life seemed perfectly intertwined with the rhythms of family and faith. Over the past few years, she had become accustomed to the relentless cycle of pregnancy, childcare, and public expectation. While social media celebrated her as a beacon of maternal strength, insiders whispered of the emotional weight she carried, the exhaustion etched into her quiet gestures, and the silent battles waged in the privacy of her home. The birth of this fifth child was more than an addition to the family. It was a testament to resilience, an echo of the tensions between personal desire and familial expectation, and a moment that would define her journey as both a mother and a woman. Joseph, standing vigil by her side, represented both reassurance and the subtle presence of expectation. Raised in a family where devotion, faith, and public image intertwined, he understood the roles imposed upon him and the quiet responsibilities of fatherhood in a family under constant scrutiny. His calm exterior masked the internal pressures, the knowledge that every glance, every word, every action would be observed and judged by both family and fans alike. Inside the hospital, the atmosphere was a delicate mix of anticipation, urgency, and tenderness. Kendra's breathing deepened with each contraction, her hands clutching Joseph's with a mix of strength and vulnerability. Nurses moved swiftly, yet respectfully, aware of the intensity of the moment. And then, with a series of determined pushes and an unwavering display of maternal fortitude, Kendra gave birth. The cries of the newborn filled the room, a sound so pure and profound that it seemed to momentarily eclipse the weight of expectation and scrutiny pressing upon the couple. For Joseph, the moment was one of overwhelming pride and relief. Tears welled in his eyes as he gazed at his newborn child, a fifth testament to the love and endurance he shared with Kendra. But for Kendra, there was a subtle complexity to the joy. Beyond the immediate happiness lay reflections on the years she had devoted to family, the sacrifices made, and the pressures she continued to navigate as a mother and wife. Her smile, radiant yet measured, hinted at the duality of her experience, unbounded love for her children, tempered by the weight of a life lived under expectation. The Duggar family, renowned for its public celebrations of faith and fertility, has always maintained a carefully curated image. Births are documented, prayers are posted, and the family's narrative of devotion and blessing is reinforced. Yet the personal realities behind these celebrations often tell a different story. Kendra's experience, like that of many women in the family, underscores the intersection of joy and pressure, of love and obligation. Each child brings immense happiness, but also the relentless rhythm of care, the emotional toll of constant expectation, and the subtle sacrifices required to maintain an image of perfection. As Kendra rested, cradling her newborn close to her chest, she reflected on the journey that had brought her here. From the early days of her marriage to Joseph, she had navigated the complexities of a high-profile family, balancing public perception with private reality, faith with personal desire, and duty with self-expression. Each pregnancy had shaped her, each child had taught her resilience, and each moment of quiet reflection reminded her of the profound depth of motherhood. Social media reacted quickly. Fans celebrated the birth, sharing congratulations, emojis, and messages of joy. But for those who followed the Duggar story closely, there was more to the announcement than a simple note of happiness. Discussions emerged online regarding the challenges Kendra faces, the intense pressures of consecutive pregnancies, and the broader questions surrounding the roles of women in a family defined by tradition and faith. Amid the congratulations, there was acknowledgement of the unseen emotional labor and personal strength required to navigate life in such a public and scrutinized environment. Joseph's role in this story cannot be understated. While he displayed visible pride and support, his upbringing and family expectations inevitably shaped his approach to fatherhood. He is emblematic of the balance the Duggar men often attempt to maintain: loving, protective, and attentive, yet constantly guided by a framework of tradition, duty, and faith. His partnership with Kendra is both a source of joy and a reflection of the subtle pressures inherent in a family whose identity is inextricably tied to public perception. The hours following the birth were marked by quiet intimacy. Kendra and Joseph shared moments of laughter, whispered songs, and gentle rocking. The newborn's tiny movements and cries became the center of attention, and for a brief time, the external world, the cameras, social media, and public expectations seemed to fade away. Yet even in these private moments, the realities of life in the Duggar family persisted: the ongoing responsibilities, the expectations of devotion, and the unending rhythm of caregiving. Kendra's journey is emblematic of a broader narrative within families like the Duggars, where faith, tradition, and family values intersect with modern realities. Her story illustrates the dual nature of motherhood, the deep, abiding love and joy of bringing new life into the world, alongside the pressures, sacrifices, and personal negotiations that shape each day. In navigating these complexities, Kendra demonstrates remarkable resilience, embodying both the ideals celebrated publicly and the quiet strength cultivated privately. As the family prepares to return home, the fifth child will be welcomed into a bustling household of siblings, love, and attention. Each child represents both joy and responsibility, and for Kendra, the demands of motherhood are both familiar and intensifying. Yet in the moments of stillness, when the newborn sleeps and the world is quiet, she is able to reflect on her journey, her growth, her endurance, and her evolving identity within a family that both supports and constrains her. The birth of this fifth child is a celebration, yes, but it is also a reminder of the complex layers of human experience, the intertwining of joy and duty, the balancing of personal desire with familial expectation, and the resilience required to navigate life in the public eye. Kendra Duggar, as a mother and a woman, embodies these complexities, offering both inspiration and reflection to all who witness her story. As the family shares their carefully curated photos and announcements online, the deeper story continues quietly behind the scenes. A narrative of endurance, love, personal strength, and the intricate dance between devotion and individuality. Kendra's newest child is more than a milestone. It is a continuation of a journey that reflects the beauty, challenges, and profound emotional depth of motherhood. Even as congratulations pour in and fans celebrate, the real narrative unfolds in quiet moments. In the nursery, in whispered prayers, and in the tender gestures of care that define the life of a mother in the Duggar family. This is a story of joy intertwined with pressure, of tradition balanced with personal growth, and of the enduring strength of a woman who continues to navigate life with grace, courage, and quiet determination. Thanks for watching.